Ada, please tell us more about the Thetan. I understand that early on, Scientologists are taught that each one of us is a Thetan with billions of years of life, going from one body to another, having a memory, engrams, of everything traumatic that happened. Did I get it right? Since Scientologists know nothing about what's in the OT levels for a long time, they believe that they are dealing with this one Thetan in their body. What is the goal of all the courses they take before the OT levels? To unburden the Thetan from engrams and make him operate the body in a more capable way? It is not to expel him, right? What happens when the body dies? How does the Thetan move to another body and when? Any grace period? Since all adults have a Thetan in them, or do they, does that mean that a Thetan has to move to a newborn? Is there a fight between Thetans over a baby's body? And if I had achieved the state of clear, is my Thetan going to a new body in a state of clear? Thus, that next person is spared all of the problems of a pre-clear. Is this the way to clear the planet? If I'm a Thetan, it should not be a big deal for me if the body I occupy ceases to exist. I will move to another body, maybe a better one. So why the emphasis on making this body less sick or with better vision? Can a Thetan simply leave the body on his own volition, or does the body have to die for him to leave? Does he have a sex, or can he move from male to female bodies? When I listen to people recalling past lives, they are always the same sex. Anyhow, you get the gist. Trying to get the skinny on Thetans according to the cult. Did they think it through? And my question does not cover OT levels, body Thetans. Okay, wow, big question here, lots of stuff. And so let me give you just a broad general overview, although a lot of your question kind of answers itself, because a lot of the information that you're asking me about is kind of, yeah, that's exactly how it is. You nailed it. Except the only thing I have an objection to in the wording of the question is you keep referring to your Thetan, and it's not your Thetan, it's you. The Thetan is the spiritual being who is you. That's the whole point of it in Scientology, is you don't have a soul, you don't have a spirit, you don't have a Thetan like it's something you own. It is you. So, every thought you have, every idea, every creative impulse, every response, everything, all of that is you. So that's a Thetan, but it's you. Okay. So that being said, yes, there is one main spiritual entity occupying your body, and that is you. When your body dies, you move off somehow. Sometimes after a long period of time, sometimes not. It kind of depends on you and your ability and perception and awareness as to what you're going to do, right? But there are these pre-installed thought processes and patterns called implants, which force Thetans to go get another body, right? Go to a hospital, find a newborn or somebody who is shortly to be born, maybe in a pregnant woman, and assume control of that body. And then you're in that body now, and you live out that life, right? And sex doesn't matter. Male, female, doesn't matter. And as far as, I don't know what exposure you have to stories of auditing, but generally Scientologists freely recall past lives of males and females, and Thetans don't have sex or asex. They're just spiritual entities, right? Because according to Scientology theory, all of this is according to Scientology theory. I'm not saying I believe any of this stuff. Thetans have been around for a near infinite amount of time into the past, and will be a near infinite amount of time into the future. They don't die. They can, what happens to them is they can go into degraded states of existence where they might as well be dead, or they feel dead, or they've decreased their awareness down to that of a rock or something, but they're still alive in that state of existence. And that's where, you find body Thetans and whatnot, is in a very sleep, unconscious sort of state. But if you're not in that state, then you're like, you or me, we're aware, we talk, we walk, we have a life. Then you go from life to life to life. And it could be that, back in the way, way, way distant past, other body types existed besides just, Homo sapiens here on planet Earth. You go back planets and, galaxies distant and other places, and and you're occupying other kinds of bodies that may or may not have the same kind of male-female sort of relationships and stuff like that. It's all imagination, really, I think, but that's what it kind of comes down to. So, as far as can he leave the body on his own volition? Well, that's part of the goal of Scientology, is to raise a person's spiritual awareness to where when they talk about being cause over life in Scientology as one of the abilities that you get at its highest levels, that means a full ability to do or be wherever you want to be, whenever you want to be, right? Which sounds kind of cool, right? It's kind of superpower-ish, right? You can and you're on the sun, or snap and you're on the other side of the galaxy, right? This sort of thing, or in the other room, that kind of thing. You can just kind of be anywhere you want to be, because according to the basic definition of what a Thetan actually is, it's not a physical universe thing or quantity or substance. It's not, a Thetan doesn't have ectoplasm and stuff like that. It's not a Ghostbusters, A Thetan is a non-physical entity that doesn't have mass, motion, weight, wavelength, anything like that. It exists outside of space and time. And the only reason that Thetans are aware of what's going on in the physical universe and assume control of a body and look through its eyes and that sort of thing is because that's what they want to do, and that's what they consider they are doing. Because all of this is created by Thetans, right? Who agree that this is the world as they want it to be, and so here it is. And because the sort of the physical universe that we all live in Scientology is sort of the sum total of everybody's agreement of how things are. And it has been agreed upon this way for millions and millions and millions of years, as old as the physical universe is. But Thetans are older than the physical universe, you see. So anyway, this is where things get pretty vague. Hubbard was not crystal clear on exactly how old the physical universe is, exactly how old Thetans are, where they came from exactly. Doesn't get into it. Never. Not anywhere in Scientology materials have I found an exact, precise, this is where we are from, right? That's not given in Scientology. There's a lot of unanswered questions in Scientology about life and the nature of life, like plant life and animal life. Are those, Thetans? Are there Thetans in every ant that animates, that life? Or is there a Thetan collectively over ant hives or something, it's not clear. Hubbard was never really clear about that sort of thing. So there's unanswered questions on this subject. So no, it's not a complete topic that was all the way thought through. But Hubbard did spend a lot of time talking about trying to get people out of their heads or exterior, going exterior, he called it, because that was supposed to prove to a person that they were a spiritual being. They were timeless. They were, of infinite life and that sort of thing. And it was, and there was a lot of work put in on that in the 1950s and whatnot. And the ultimate goal of Scientology's training and auditing is to achieve these high states of awareness where you can just be you as a spiritual entity, and you don't have to have a body, or you could, and it's all up to you. And your life is pretty much the way you want it to be, and you want to make it. So, that's about it.